If you already make a good meatloaf, don't watch this. I don't want to confuse you. Now, this meatloaf recipe is not my typical, but I do have a little trick in here that I think if you like a good meatloaf, you will love. I bet after you see this and try it, you'll do it every time. Honestly, I stole this idea off of a friend of mine who does this every time he makes meatloaf, and at first I thought he was crazy. Let me catch you up to speed. Now, normally I use the meatloaf mix of meat when I do it, which is the beef, veal, and pork, but I ordered groceries and she said they didn't have it, and all she brought me was hamburger meat. But that's okay, because I'm still going to make this work. First thing you're going to do is get that hamburger meat in the bowl, add a packet of beefy Lipton onion soup mix, a half a chopped onion, some tomato sauce, and Worcestershire sauce. And yes, that is tomato sauce, not ketchup. Meanwhile, off to the side, did you see that box of stovetop I had over there, that stovetop stuffing? Well, I mixed about a cup or so of stock into that, warm stock, and it's just sitting over there doing its thing while I get this mixed up. By the way, that's the savory herb stovetop. Then I drop an egg into the meatloaf mixture. And this particular one, I should have probably added 2 eggs because this is very, very lean hamburger meat, but I didn't, and it is what it is. Now that the stovetop has had plenty of time to soak up the stock and it's kind of soft, I go ahead and dump it into the meatloaf mixture. Then I added a generous amount of Sweet Baby Ray's Sweet Vidalia onion barbecue sauce and a little bit of garlic powder and got that mixed up really well. Once all of that was completely blended, and I mean mixed very, very, very well, now it's time to get it into our casserole dish. Of course, I sprayed my casserole dish down because I don't want to scrub it. Get the meatloaf in the pan and form it into the loaf. And I'm be straight up with y'all. This is definitely not my prettiest meatloaf. And it is missing green pepper. I usually add a finely diced green pepper to my meatloaf, and it was missed this time. But I had my heart set on meatloaf. We were having meatloaf, and this is what I had to work with. Also, lean ground beef is not the best meatloaf maker. You want some meat with a little bit of fat to add flavor, which is why this thing is covered in bacon. Now, pop your meatloaf in a 375-degree oven and let it cook for about an hour. You want the bacon on the outside to cook low and slow so that it renders the fat and starts to kind of crisp up a little. You do not want flabby, soggy pieces of bacon on the outside of your meatloaf. When your bacon starts to hit that I can tell it's getting done stage, now it's time to move on. I add a little bit of that tomato sauce, some more of that Sweet Baby Ray's Vidalia onion, and a little bit of ketchup, and that is my glaze. Now spread that glaze mixture over the entire meatloaf, over the bacon, over the ends, the sides. Make sure you get it covered really well. Now if it takes you a minute to fiddle with this to kind of blend it all together while you get your meatloaf covered, take the time to do it. It's worth it. And to be honest, it would have been even easier if I had mixed this up like in a bowl or something first. I didn't think about that at the time, and I'm just thinking about that now. And at the time, I didn't know I was going to mix all those things. It just kind of happened. So anyway, that's how it went. Let's get back to the meatloaf. Back into the oven it goes to finish cooking. And you're going to cook it until that glaze is nice and browned and set. Typically, it's about another 15 to 20 minutes. And here it is, the finished product. I promise you, if you try making your meatloaf this way, it will be one of the best meatloafs you've ever eaten.